Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Clearview Ice Arena for Game 2 of 2 between the RIT Tigers and the Robert Morris Colonials. RMU with a 5-1 victory last night on home ice. RIT getting one lone goal in that affair, coming from the stick of Maddox Haskins. RMU getting 5 different goal scorers on the sheet, 3 of them being on the power play. I'm Cade McCrory, riding solo today for this one. For Game 2 between these two hockey clubs, RIT looking for win number 1 on the season. RMU looks to scratch their way back to 500 after a 1-3 start in New York 2 weekends ago. RIT in the black and orange sweaters, RMU in their grays, the same as last night. Caleb McCabe gets his first start of the season to the right, the sophomore from Plum, Pennsylvania. As on the left side for RIT, Josh Ruffner, who got the start last night, only letting in 5. After a little bit of a rough start to his season, goes back-to-back for this Tigers squad. On the RMU side, I think Nick Dobransky exits out of the lineup today. Romeo Isolde, the freshman, will make his home ice debut. Finn Boyle gets the start on offense, the rookie. Parker Hahn, one of the veterans returning this season. And Shane Girolamo, the leading goal scorer, wearing number 22. Ilya Zdanov, along with Zach Tomnik, get the defensive start. Zdanov from Russia makes him the only player outside the U.S. to play in today's contest. And as mentioned, Ruffner gets the start in net for RIT. Anthony Chiramonte getting the start on forward, number 15, along with Connor Moran. And centering those two, as always, Garrett Walker. That third line has done a lot in terms of offense these last couple of games. Andrew Finnegan, the junior, gets the start on defense with his usual defense partner, Hunter Hodgson, the first-year assistant captain. And the aforementioned Caleb McCabe in net for RMU. We'll send it downstairs now for the playing of the national anthem. Lineups complete, anthem complete. We get set for Game 2 of the Tigers and Colonials to wrap up the weekend for both hockey clubs. One later game to be played for RMU Club Sports as the D2 team will host Slippery Rock at 9 o'clock. We will not have that one for you, but it will be available on Line Barn if that is something you are all interested in. Colonials will be back on home ice next Friday in their first divisional matchup to take on Kent State before traveling to Mercyhurst next Saturday. The Kent State game, of course, will be live streamed here. As always, we played on the Olympic rink right next to this one. The right-handed center, Walker, square up against Boyle. Benches to their feet as we begin this one. Tied up off the draw, be taken by the Tigers. Throw it in off the stick of Tomnik. Hodgson, the first suit to RMU, will put this towards center. Ahead of his center, Walker all the way down. Roll past the pad of Ruffner, icing on the Colonials. McCabe only getting a couple of appearances last year, going 2-3 with a .469 goals against average and .863 save percentage for the young netminder. We played in the first half of contests last year. Patrick Colburn got the start last night. Done a phenomenal job taking over as the 1A, 1B as they so to call it, between him and Reno Patrick. RIT will send this one the length of the ice, and we'll get some back-to-back icings. For RMU, as mentioned, Romeo Soldi back in the lineup for the Colonials. Nick Dobransky exits with an injury. Corbin Ragno remains out, as does Matt Perdue and Alejandro Apud. Walker signals he'll take this over at the right circle. This line produced for the first goal of the game last night. That'll be Moran from his line mate Shermonti and Walker. A shot from the point from Hodgson, patted away by Ruffner. Caught in the skates. Moran will whack at this one behind the net. Shermonti breaks it up momentarily. Here's Hahn, moves it forward to Boyle. Gets tied up with Walker. Rolls to the stick of Andrew Finnegan. Hodgson for Shermonti. Plays this one in. Moran all over it. Turned over with Walker flying in the offensive zone. Re-corralled by the Tigers. Put this one into neutral territory. Draper off the change. Moran looking. Shot blocked away. Luke Perfidio moving this one forward. Looking for the stick of Maddox Haskins. Lone goal scorer from the Tigers last night. Nate Isaac will clear. For Michael Hurst, fresh off the bench. Looks for Devin O'Rourke. Looks to split the defense. Gets tied up, but continues his drive in the offensive zone. Hurst. Blue line could not keep it in. Rob Byrne with reinforcement. Moves it forward to Hurst. Looking for Draper in stride. Past his stick. Turned right back over. Hurst works his way to the outside on his backhand. Puts one on. Save made by Ruffner. Tigers will clear this toward their own bench. Roll to the vicinity of Byrne in his own zone to recollect. At center. Picked right up by RIT. They'll just send this one in and go for the dump and change. Byrne gets around one. Moves this into open territory, looking for the stick of Rourke. On net shot attempt, stopped aside by McCabe. Here's Byrne for Rourke. Now in stride, Braden Martin. Martin for Rourke, just ahead of his stick. Rourke at the blue line keeps it in. He'll head off for a change. Romeo Soldi on the ice for his first shift. Has a little trouble with it. Walked around by one Tiger, puts one towards the blue paint and wide. Here's Patton. Goes out wide to Martin. Martin at center. Gets around one. Forward for Patton. Spins away. Looks towards the point. Broken up by the Tigers. As Soldi, a usual forward, gets the start on defense with Dobransky being a late scratch for this one. So RMU trying to play with the five defensemen to the best of their ability. As Soldi quickly tries to put it in. Tigers all over it off the stick of Boyle. Puts this one into the corner. As gets roughed up along the wall is Finnegan. Keith Reed in there, the new captain for RMU, with the graduation of Blake Logis. Shot attempt, Martin with the block, sends that one out of play. 16:40 to go in period one. As RIT will have the draw to the right side of McCabe. Perfidio against Kohlberg. Tied up, won by the Colonials. Jimmy Passanante, the new forward, in there to help out on the draw. Here's Hahn, tied up by Byrne. Looks for the stick of Travis Strutt, rolls it toward the blue line, kept alive by the Tigers. Byrne looks to move it in. Tigers still onside, can continue their prowl. Strutt for the stick of Kohlberg. Looks that wide for Passanante through his skates. Past the back pedal. Tigers all over it. We'll send it in the zone. Byrne behind the net. Looks for the stick of Strutt. Kept alive by the Tigers. Passanante lets it go. Poked free by Hodgson. Into the neutral zone where the Tigers look to set up once more. Byrne holding for RMU. To Kohlberg. Along the wall for Strutt, chips it into the RIT zone. Colonials will get new faces onto the ice as we approach 5 minutes gone in period one. Byrne rips it around the wall looking for Walker. That'll make its way to center ice. Walker hands it down. With speed, entering the zone. Looking, puts one on through traffic, and blocked away. Sharamonte to the outside, puts it on, wide of the net. To the point, Byrne looks for a stick in front, deflected, pops free. Ruffner gets across with the glove. Walker in front for Moran, kept alive by Hodgson. Puts it on, Ruffner to it to make the save. A lot of bodies and sticks flying around in Ruffner's vicinity, and he'll make the stop. Both teams go for the full sail change, as the Rourke unit cops onto the ice. RMU 3 for 3 on the power play, with 3 of these guys on the ice for all of them. Loose in front on the attempt by Rourke, rolls into the corner. Here's Hurst, looks for Draper. Couldn't get to his stick, and the Tigers will take it center ice and chip it in the zone. Finnegan shakes off the hit, has Rourke with reinforcement, moves up to Hurst. Rourke steps away from one, works to the outside, looks for Draper, he got him and he scores. Tyler Draper on the back door gives the Colonials the early 1-0 lead. Beautiful entry by Devin Rourke, finds his line mate, and the Colonials up on top first. Draper's second goal of the weekend. Rourke continues his point streak as he climbs now to 11 points on the year. Reed on the draw now. The captain exited momentarily at the end of last night's second period and was good to go for the remainder of the game. Here's Patton on the draw pass to Martin, looking for Reed in front. Tied up by the Tigers. Down the right wall, Perfidio escapes the check from Finnegan, looks to go cross crease. Still loose in front, McCabe getting down to stop. Martin looks to clear around the wall for Patton. Turned over. Perfidio looks to put it on, Nate Isaac will tie him up. Shot to the point, kept alive. Intercepted, Patton slows up, puts this one on net, as Ruffner will come out of his crease to play it. Official goal reading, Draper's third of the season, second of the weekend, assisted by Rourke and Finnegan. Chance in front, looking for the stick of number 12, Tommy Hassett. Stick of Isolde goes Aaron on the attempt. RIT wants a call, none given. Isolde lays down, gets a piece of it to break it up momentarily. He'll glove it, kick it forward to Martin, and pick it forward. Here's Patton chipping ahead. Patton on the breakaway, puts one on, pad stop by Ruffner. Now flying down the other way, Podley escapes the hit. Finnegan looks to clear, goes off the stick of a Tiger shot coming in, breaks on the attempt. Absolutely shattered from McCabe there to make the stop. Put a little too much power into it. Off the stick of number 13, Parker Hahn. But he'll grab a new twig and make his way back out onto the ice. 12:55 to go in period one. RMU up on top early, 1-0. Off the draw, Kohlberg gets it to Strutt. The sophomore puts it forward on the net with a diving pass and Ante to get a piece of it. They'll play it out wide to Parker Hahn. Hahn looks to dangle around, Byrne pushes it to the corner. Loses it to Kohlberg. Eventually comes out, shot coming in by Hahn. McCabe squares to it and makes the stop. Line changes for both teams, as the speedy third line will make their way onto the ice. Had a couple of big hits in the last 30 seconds of last night. Walker and Sharamonte, the ones throwing their weight around. Off the draw, won by the Tigers, and miscue springs Moran free at center ice. Out wide to Sharamonte, broken up, and kept alive by Hodgson flying it. Dangles around one, puts it on net, he scores! Hunter Hodgson. Dangle, snipe, Selly, 2-0 RMU. His first goal of the season for the junior defenseman makes it worthwhile. Ruffner seemed to just lose it on the shot attempt there. And Colonials making their presence known very early in this one. RIT's goal ratio is now down to 5-52 on the season. Yes, 5 goals for, 52 goals against. Here's Moran springing free. Puts it into the corner, puts one on net, stick save, rolls now to Walker. Looks to go around the wall. Moran waiting patiently. Off to the point to Byrne. Looks put on for the deflection. Stopped by Ruffner. Walker escapes one. Drops down to Byrne. Looks to go back up high to Walker. Jousts away with 2 Tigers. Byrne keeps it alive momentarily. Now escapes. Walker for Moran. Puts one on. Saved by Ruffner. Moran at the blue line, looks to go down low to Walker. Official goal reads Hodgson, his first of the year. From Moran and Cheramonte, turned over. Here comes Byrne. Gets roughed up along the wall. Looks to leave it off. Has Rorik. Shoots one off an RIT player. Shot attempt. Stopped by Ruffner. Whistle then at 10-58. RIT defense not really giving any favors to their netminder here early. Shots seemingly at least 3-1 in favor of the Colonials. And we've only reached the halfway point in just a couple of seconds. Of period 1, that is. Broken up momentarily by Hurst. Now moved forward by the Tigers. And Fonte takes this one down low, looking in front. Hurst will break it up. Back to the point, shot coming in, blocked by Finnegan. Draper pokes free. Here come the Colonials. Draper to Hurst. Forward for Draper, his stick tied up. Looks to just put one on, and there to break it up is Luke Ankeny. Off the weird bounce off the boards, almost ends up on Rorik's stick. McCabe keeps the paddle low to play this one off. Isaac for Hurst, just chips this one in, beautifully executed. As they'll chase this one down. Off the stick of Hahn. Goes the length of the ice. Icing RIT. 9:58 to go on our game clock here in period 1. 2-0 RMU. Thanks to Draper and Hodgson. Special teams hasn't been a factor yet. Last night, Colonials perfect in every aspect. 3 for 3 on the power play and 1 for 1 in terms of shorthanded kills. Drop pass thrown on net. McCabe squared to it, makes the glove stop, and we'll hold on here. 12 seconds. Separate the last possession with 9:46. Reed quickly to the draw. Won by the Tigers. Throw it to the point of Podley for Tominek. Backhand attempt, shot coming in, save McCabe. Batting it down, McCabe once again to it with a glove. Another attempt from out wide. McCabe once again there. Isaac gets body along the wall and drops off to Patton. Looks to clear. Second attempt eventually wakes its way to the blue line. And sent back in by the Tigers. RIT changes. RMU will set up behind their own net as they look for the give forward to Patton. Broken up by these new RIT players on the ice. Finnegan steps in. Has had a very active weekend, had a power play goal last night, and now an assist already tonight. Here's Reed's shot. Ruffner with the stop. RMU playing with seemingly 4 defensemen, and now Isolde dropping back, makes 5. Said injuries to Purdue and Apood And now Dobransky out of the lineup has really taken a toll on the blue line. Off the draw, rolls back to Tomnik. Forward for the stick of Hahn. Send this over and in off a stick for Perfidio. Sends it around the horn, Hodgson. Battles. Has some reinforcements coming in Kohlberg. Two v two in the wall. Hodgson laying down, just trying to get some positioning on this puck, and now it'll spring free. Hodgson around the wall past Nante. Will put this one into neutral ice. Tominick gets hit by Hodgson as they're called offsides. Hodgson out wide for Passanante. Looks for Strutt, and here come the Tigers the other way. Shot coming in from Perfidio goes high and wide. Soldi sends this around the wall for Strutt. Looks to clear. As now we see 5 members on the ice battling along that wall. RMU has done this a lot in this hockey game already. Hodgson puts this one towards center ice, looking for Strutt. Now knocked down by Kohlberg, excuse me. Caught underneath a Tiger. Whistle dead for a hand pass. 7:25 to go here in period number 1. Walker looks back for Sharamont to the point. Isaac shot coming in, saved by Ruffner. Walker looks to go in. Sharamonti will whack at it. Mops free from Moran. Tigers will clear it out. We'll send this one on net. McCabe will hold and get the whistle. 7:06 to go here in period 1. RIT also with a very shortened bench. Only with around 15 to 16 players for the game today for them. Off the draw for Byrne. Gets taken down by Girolamo. To the point, barely kept alive. Pops free to center ice. Girolamo sends in off the stick of Boyle. McCabe out of his net to play it. Drops it behind the net for Byrne. He'll pin it. Tigers in. Boyle against Walker along the wall. Walker kicks it out. Byrne looks up ice for Sharamonti. He got him. Tries to stutter step around 1. Shot coming in from Isaac. Pad stop as Sharamonti gets caught up with Ruffner. It'll be whistled dead here for a penalty on Sharamonti, as they'll get him for goalie interference. It's tough to see if it went in on his own doing or not. Referees say it will be on his own doing, as the Colonial penalty kill will get their first look of the game. Sharamonti, an avid penalty killer, has to sit for this one. Patton and Reed with Hodgson and Finnegan. It'll be Boyle on the draw for RIT. Both teams go a little early on the first attempt. Boyle to the point. For Zdanov. Girolamo. The top of the circle. Heavily covered by Patton. Downloaded Girolamo again. Puts one wide of the net. As trying to get across where the Tigers, Perfidio, could not keep it alive. Reed. Looks to shadow the defenseman. Will take it behind their own net. 30 seconds killed on the Sharamonti roughing official call penalty. Here's Boyle. Draw pass for Hahn. Taken away by Reed. Springs Patton free. Here he comes. Patton puts one on. Shoulder stopped by Ruffner. Along the wall, Reed looks to chip it down low. Has Patton with them. 4 Tigers back to defend. Here comes Boyle. We'll turn back with this one. Colonials will at least get Walker on the ice on the change. As now RIT looks to change on the fly. Girolamo. It's taken down by Patton. And now we'll send it in as Patton will meet him along the wall. Hodgson sends it around. Here comes Walker springing free. Walker down the right wall. Puts one on and he scores. Garrett Walker with a shorthanded goal. Gives Colonials a 3-0 lead in the first period. Walker's second of the season gives the Colonials a 3-goal advantage with his line mate in the box. Makes the Tigers pay. Beautifully placed shot from the junior centerman. Moran, Walker, Byrne, and Isaac on to kill the last 30 seconds of this power play for RIT. 2 chances for RMU on the shorthanded attempt. One is now capitalized in a goal. Here comes Walker as he just gets taken down by his own doing on the attempt. Shot coming in is blocked by Isaac. To the point. Having some trouble with it, will eventually get it over. Set free is Sharamonte. McCabe with the stop here at 4:15. Short-handed goal reads Garrett Walker, his second of the season from Hunter Hodgson and Andrew Finnegan. Hodgson and Finnegan each with 2 points in the first period. For reference, for last season, Finnegan only had 5 points. This weekend, he already has 3. Draper off the draw. Behind the net, looks for Byrne. Byrne around the wall for his partner, Nathan Isaac. The senior out of Mars moves this forward for Mike Hurst. Hurst puts one on. Save made by Ruffner. Pops free to Hurst again. Puts it on once more at the top of the circle. Denied by Ruffner. Hurst's second season with RMU. The Chatham transfer has exploded in terms of offense. 6 points on the season already. Playing with Devin Rourke, who's now up to 11. And now Tyler Draper, whose offensive production has now skyrocketed with 5. Rourke down low. Looks to put it forward to Draper past his stick. Now the point, Isaac. Puts one wide of the net. Byrne plays it around the wall for Rourke. Rourke looking. Goes back to the point to Byrne. For Hurst down low. Takes us into the top of the circle. Plays it along the boards to Rourke. Looks to get around one. Tigers there. And will clear to center ice. Rourke reads it. Plays it in himself. Gets around one. Backhand attempt and he scores. Devin Rourke showing off the muscle on that one. Makes it 4-0 RMU in the first period. It's now make that 5 games with a goal for Devin Rourke. Five of your first 6 games as a Colonial, having a goal is one way to make an impact. 7 goals on the season for the Franklin Pierce transfer. Rourke had 10 goals, 18 points in NCAA D3 last year. Isolde plays it over to Finnegan. Martin keeps it alive for RMU. Almost turned over. There it is. Patton, top of the circle looking. Flying puck goes into the netting. Out of play. Rourke's 7th of the season, assisted by Byrne and Isaac, is how the 4th goal will read. Byrne's 3rd point, Isaac's 2nd point of the season, not known for their offense. All defensemen now have a point in the first period. Natural defensemen, I should say. Finnegan looks to put it on. Reed drops back for Patton. Around the wall for Martin. Pennington along the wall, looking up high. Patton glows it down. Behind that they have Reed. Captain scoring his first goal of the season last night. Patton will just take this one out to center. Forward for Reed. Just sends this one in, and he'll head to the bench. 2 minutes to go here in the first period of play. 4-0, RMU. Offsides RIT, quickly called, as we'll get stopped at 1:54. The Kohlberg unit hops on for Coach Joseph, with Passanante and Strutt. Sent in at center. Around the wall, Finnegan lets it go. Strutt looks to chip it out. Board battle ensues. 2 representatives from each team. Pops free to Finnegan. Behind that for Isolde. Sends it down the ice. Icing RMU. Be a face-off to the left of McCabe on the right dot. With 92 seconds remaining. Be tied up. Goes to Finnegan. For Passanante, has a little trouble with it. Sends it behind that for Isolde. Isolde for Passanante. Works his way down the wall. Chips it into the corner. Fights it off with Zdanov. It'll work its way to center ice on the clear. Finnegan. For Strutt. Pokes it free. Here come the Colonials. Kohlberg looks across for Passanante. Kick save by Ruffner. They'll clear this one all the way down. No icing as Finnegan will get back to it. Under a minute to go. Finnegan dangles one. Now drops it off. Passanante breaks it up momentarily. Pops free to Isolde. Now center Kohlberg. Sent in off the stick of Moran. Ruffner out of his blue paint. Will hold on to it. 30.8 ticks to go. There'll be a face-off to the right of Josh Ruffner. 0-5 on the season. RT's a team down to 0-8. Pops free to center, Hodgson. Puts this one along the wall. First Sharamonte looks to chip this one forward. Denied momentarily. Now will enter into the zone. Walker races into the corner. Kick to Moran's stick. Pops free to Walker once more. Backdoor for Sharamonte, broken up. Tigers with one last chance before the period expires. Tomanek sends it into the corner. Hodgson will wrestle along the wall, and that'll do it for period number 1. 4-0 RMU. Draper from Rorick and Finnegan to get us started. Hodgson gets his first of the season from Moran and Sharamonte. Walker shorthanded goal from Hodgson and Finnegan. And then finally Rorick, his 7th from Byrne and Nate Isaac. 15 minutes on our intermission clock now begins. We'll see in about 14 of those for period number 2. Stay tuned. Second period of play about to begin here from the Clearview Ice Arena as both teams make their way onto the ice. 4-0 in favor of RMU. Draper, Hodgson, Walker, and Rorick, the goal scorers for the Colonials. With Caleb McCabe in net for RMU on the left. Josh Ruffner in his second straight game for RIT on the right. It'll be the Walker unit to come back out to start this game, and Boyle's line for RIT. The same way we started it. It's the same way period number 2 will begin. Along the wall, Moran will send this one in. Sharamonte bodies away here in the corner. Look to send it around the wall. Sharamonte comes flying in with a check. Behind the net, Moran. Gets it stripped away from him. Sharamonte to pick it back up. Plays it to himself. Forward for Moran. Back to Sharamonte. Diving down. Rebound is picked up. Garrett Walker's second of the game. 31 seconds into period number 2. It's 5-0 Colonials. The third line has been unstoppable the last 2 nights for the Colonials. Moran gets one last night. Walker with the shorthanded one today. And now another one here early in period number 2. Top unit back out for Coach Joseph. Rourke comes steaming in, looking to go up high to Hodgson now. Gets tackled down along the blue line. Colonials quick to just turn it in. Draper plays the body along the wall. Tigers play it behind the net. And send it all the way down. Icing Tigers. A face-off to the right of Ruffner on the left circle. Walker, second of the game, third of the season. Assisted by Sharamonte and Moran, which will be officially called over the PA here momentarily, just to make sure we are correct in our assumption of who gets the points. Draper along the wall. It's chipped out the blue line. Hodgson sends it in, looking for Rourke in front, broken up. Hodgson at the blue line. Goes to Finnegan. And chipped head for Hurst. Hurst outside to the right. Looking. Puts it on. Pad stop Ruffner. Turned over. Here's Rourke. Rourke turns to his backhand. Let's take this one down below the circle. Gets it off the give and go. Rebound is there. Stopped by Ruffner. Behind that, picked up by the Tigers. Perfidio just clears this one down. Hodgson leaves it off for his partner Finnegan. Forward for Hurst. Drop pass to Rourke. Rourke looks to split the D. Has Hurst in reinforcement. Puts one on and in. Mike Hurst puts one home off the give from Rourke. 6-0 Colonials early in period 2. Second of the season for Hurst. First on home ice. As this one getting out of hand in a hurry, Ruffner will exit. As goalie change for RIT, not much Ruffner really could have done differently. As Jackson Miller, the rookie netminder, will make an appearance here in early period number 2. Miller 0-2 on the season at 5 goals against average and an .866 save percentage. The only other goalie in attendance for RIT tonight is Alex Poyer. And he's the only other rookie goaltender to make a start for the Tigers. Behind the net, the Tigers look to play it around the wall. On while Martin plays the body. Goes out to center ice to Byrne. Hurst, the second of the year from Rourke, the official goal call for goal number 6 of the night for RMU. Martin puts one on. Stopped there by Miller to get the whistle at 17:32. Coming into today, 5-50 was the goals to goals against ratio for the Tigers. That has now climbed to 5-56. Patton off the draw. Martin in the blue paint, looks to get it around Miller. Has some reinforcement in Reed. To the point to Byrne. Looks to go down row to Reed again. Still on sides with the Colonials. Is now going to move this into Martin. Dangles around one. Looks to go out the back door to Patton. Broken up. Byrne gets chased down by a Tiger. Will wait at the blue line. Spins away and loses it. And here come the Tigers at center ice. Girolamo looks to get around Nate Isaac. Take him into the wall as he gets slashed along the hands. Isaac just sends it around the horn. At the point waiting. Pickpocketed by Martin momentarily. Tigers will have to touch up. Reed Look to get it down low. Here come the Tigers on a partial breakaway shot off the post. Dryden Hahn looking for his first of the season. The leading returning goal scorer on the RIT team last year. 12 goals and 26 points. So far, no points to his name throughout 8 games. Bird, draw pass for Patton, looking, still holding on to it, takes it behind the net. For Byrne. Down low to Patton. Looks to go to the point to Soldi. Keeps it alive. Down low to Byrne once more. Stuck away by Miller. As it's Donoff. Looks to clear it out. Strutt will just throw this one in. RMU continues their line change. RIT will take this behind their own net. At center, bouncing off a boot of one of the Tigers. They'll play it down the length of the ice. Kohlberg in a foot race will beat out the icing. Isolde at center will pick it up for RMU. The lone true freshman on this Colonial roster. Played for Chartiers Valley High School, one of the top teams in Pennsylvania last season. Wraparound attempt stopped away by Miller. Passanante plays it down low to Strutt. Up high to Isolde. Isolde puts one on, deflected by Kohlberg, and wide. Bounce free again, Kohlberg out wide to Passanante. Takes this one into the corner. Drops it up high for Isolde. Couldn't keep it in the zone. And now gets it back forward to Strutt. Strutt to Isolde, down low to Strutt. Takes it behind the net. Kohlberg looks to wrap it around, hits off the dome of Strutt on the attempt. As RIT will play this to center ice. Infante throws it towards McCabe's crease. Isolde back to retrieve for RMU as they'll get the line change. Here's Finnegan. Sends it all the way down. No icing. Walker on his horse. First to it is Podley for RIT. Sends it in neutral ice. Hodgson banks it off the wall all the way down. Icing RMU. 14:03 to go in period 2. RMU putting 2 up early in the first couple of minutes. In the second period to expand their lead to a touchdown. Extra point to be determined. Walker, clean win off the draw. Looks to spring Sharamonte free as he'll joust away with a Tiger. At center, Hodgson looking to split it in. Back goes Boyle and chips it forward to center. Down the right wall, looking to dangle through a couple of Colonials and shutting the door is the pair of Hodgson and Byrne. Sharamonte will flip this one down the length of the ice as Moran was putting on the horses on that one to beat out the icing. Sharamonte behind the net, looks to go up high to Byrne. Has him. Sends it down low. Sharamonte looks for Walker in the slot, broken up by Girolamo. Byrne stepping in, sends it around the wall. Colonials get a partial change, getting Draper on the ice. And now we'll continue as the top unit will hop back on. All 3 players on the top unit have scored today so far, Draper, Rorick, and Hurst. Girolamo coming in, looks to split in. McCabe puts it off to the side. Down low, Perfidio to the point. Shot coming in, McCabe gets a piece of it. Byrne wrestles a Tiger down to the ground. To the point. Shot coming in, blocked away by Byrne. Absolute warrior on this shift is number 24 in gray. Draper wrestles one, puts it on, shoulder stop Miller. Draper runs into a Tiger, and he'll get called for that one for an interference call. Collision in passing. Referee warns a penalty to the sixth-year assistant captain, as he will sit for 2. With 12:08 to go, RMU will head to their second shorthanded attempt of the game. So far, 2 for 2 on the series, including a shorthanded goal tonight in favor of Garrett Walker. Reed, Patton, Finnegan, Isaac, the 4 men onto the ice for Robert Morris. Playing it down low, shot coming in from Perfidio. Goes way upstairs. Girolamo to the point. Sends it down with Perfidio once more. To the top of the circle, Girolamo takes it to the half mark. Puts one on, stop from McCabe. Finnegan banks it off the wall, and he'll go the length of the ice, where Miller will leave it off. Zidanoff, the one to carry. Zidanoff loses it. Isaac will just send this to the blue line, where Girolamo was waiting, and will enter for the Tigers. Upstairs is Zidanoff. Looks to go backdoor. Perfidio has a struggle with it. He'll send it all around the wall. Zidanoff met by Patton. Rolls to the stick of Finnegan. Looks for Reed and stride ahead of him. He'll chase this one down with just under a minute to go on the Draper penalty. Tigers storming forward. Perfidio takes it behind the net. Looks to go upstairs. Pass it. Fires across for Hahn. Shot goes wide. Behind the net, looking in front. Off the back of the net, Perfidio regains it. Finnegan will pin him. Hahn, will pick it up. To the point. Deflected off the shot from Tominic wide. Finnegan will clear as the Colonials will get 3 changes onto the ice. Moran, Rourke, Byrne, and Hodgson the unit on, as Moran gets hit up high by Tominic, and he'll head to the box. With 6 seconds remaining on the Draper penalty, RIT guilty for a cross-check. Seems to be Moran is okay, as he'll make his way to the bench. RMU 3 for 3 on the power play last night. Finnegan, Reed, and Rourke, the ones responsible for those goals. It'll be Hurst, Rourke, Reed, and Patton, as Draper, the other member of the power play, will join them in 6 seconds' time. Reed face-off win, Patton to the point to Rourke, gets it over to Hurst. Draper now set free. Rourke couldn't keep it alive, misstep, will play it all the way down with the streaking Haskins coming down for the Tigers. Hurst, the one to carry up ice. Plays it out wide for Patton. This will go into the netting off a deflection, out of play. A minute 31 to go on the penalty. For the Colonials, they'll look to set something up here. Draper to the right, Patton to the left. Reed in the draw. Clean win back to Rourke. Steps away from one, gets pinned along the wall, gets it off to Hurst. Down low for Reed. Reed spins. Takes this one up high, crossing with Rourke. Looking. Continues the stride, takes it behind the net one more time. Drop pass to Rourke. Rourke down low to Reed once more. Crossing past to Patton. Upstairs to Rourke, has a little trouble with it. He'll regather at center ice. Hurst quickly to Reed, all the way back to Patton. Patton retreats all the way back. RIT will change. Colonials looks to reset. Reed sends it along the wall for the striving Rourke. Rourke coming in, puts it in front, rolls to the point. Hurst shot, glove, save Miller with Draper parked in front. Second unit will come on with 39 seconds to go on the penalty. Finnegan had a power play goal last night with Reed coming out momentarily. We'll see if he comes clutch again for his second. Off the draw. Down low to Sharamonte, broken up and cleared by the Tigers. 30 seconds remain on the cross-checking penalty to Dominic. Sharamonte in stride. Walker for Finnegan coming down the left wall. Finnegan looking. Rolls behind the net. Upstairs to Hodgson. Chips it around one. Finnegan to Hodgson. One-timer attempt with a flying body in front. Deflected wide. Sharamonte down low to Moran. Upstairs to Finnegan. 2 seconds and 1. The penalty has expired. Colonials maintain possession. Walker down low to Finnegan. Turning attempt blocked. Finnegan will pin it. Plays it down low to Moran as he gets hit by a flying Tiger. Finnegan deflection in front by Walker is put wide. Sharamonte chips it down low. Moran to pick up behind the net. He's been on the receiving end of a couple hits the last couple of minutes. Chance in front. Moran whacks at it, still loose. As now Sharamonte will get some hugs from the Tigers faithful. Power play continues to be a strong suit for RMU despite not having a goal on that attempt. New unit will hop on for Coach Joseph. Martin, Patton, Reed with Finnegan and Hodgson behind them. Little trouble off the face-off. RIT kind of forgot they had 5 guys for a moment. Off the draw, Finnegan shot. Miller comes out of the blue paint to save that one. And we'll go back to where we just were on the left circle. Finnegan getting some instruction from the bench. As a look to draw up. Similar play to what they just did. Reed off the draw, tied up. Rolls back the point to Finnegan. Off the boot of Patton. Sends it around the wall. Tigers will clear to center. Finnegan, Reed, chips it in the zone. Now the Tigers the other way. Dominic, stutter steps, puts one towards the net. That'll ricochet around the wall. Second attempt goes rapid. And now the Colonials will pick it up below the circle. Down low for Finnegan. For Patton. Just throws this one out of the zone. Recollected by Ilya Zdanov. Attempts to get around Patton. Colonials will spring free. Reed down the left wall. Forward for Martin. Martin puts one on wide of the net. To the top of the circle. Attempt is blocked. The Soldy will pick it up at center. Hodgson will dump it down so the Colonials can continue their change. With 5 fresh guys on the ice. Behind the net, gets tied up. It's Colbert. Strides in. Out wide to Passanante. Sends it into the corner. So joust away behind the net. Strut all over a Tiger in front of the Colonial bench. Causes a partial turnover thanks to the referee in the way. The blue line, neither team has possession of it. Now rolls to center. A draw pass to Isolde. He'll take this behind the net and hold. As we approach 5.5 to go. Not a lot of whistles, some constant back and forth. I'd say tilted hockey, that is. Down the right side, shot coming in, goes around the wall. Kohlberg, 3-on-2 for RMU. Throw this one on, glove stop by Miller. He will hold on to this one, 5:18 to go. We'll line up on the left circle to the right of Miller. the rookie goaltender. Rourke steps in. The point Hurst. Plays it down low to Rourke. Will step away from one. Gets hit towards the shoulder area. Shot from Hodgson coming in. Goes high and wide. Rourke seems to be okay. Draper to Hurst in the slot. Down low to Rourke. Up high to Draper once more as they continue crossing. Turned over on the next attempt. And now even numbers coming back for the Tigers. Hip check from Hodgson stepping aside as Haskins looks to go back door. Broken up. Pad stop from McCabe. He's sent down by Ankeny. Byrne pins it along the wall. Behind the net, Hodgson. Takes his man into the corner. Chips around looking for Draper. Gets taken down by Infante. Chance in front. Batting it out of the air. Haskins looking for his second of the series. McCabe denies him. Hodgson clearing attempt. Fans on the first one. Will go around the boards to Byrne. Kicks it towards Hodgson's vicinity. He'll pick it up behind the net. Spins away from one. And will chip it along the boards. Center ice. Tigers will just send this one on net. McCabe will play this one off to Byrne. Colonials will clear this one to center ice once more with Rourke waiting there. Zdanov picks it up for RIT. Hurst for Rourke. Dangles around one, will pull this one back. Goes to the point in Hodgson. Down low for Hurst. Kicked forward for Rourke. Had a little trouble with it. RIT momentarily clears. Off the dump, Byrne for Isaac. Chips this one back to center ice. And off the turnover, Sharamonte chips it towards the wall. That'll be deflected. Out of play into the RIT bench. There'll be a face-off in front of that bench now. Third line back out for Coach Joseph. Boyle versus Walker. Won by RIT. Walker tied up. Loses it to Girolamo. Puts one on. Save made. Rebound is there. McCabe diving backwards. Holds onto it. Had a little trouble with it at first, but McCabe gets down to it for the stop. Hasn't seen too many hits away, but everything that has come his way, he's been able to handle. The sophomore out of Plum, Pennsylvania. Off the point, blocked by Strutt. Sends it forward for Sharamonte and broken up. Moran, and broken up. Sharamonte continuing the chase, takes his man into the wall. Walker looks to play it down low. Isaac sends it in. Sharamonte will whack at it and send this one back in the RIT zone. Zdanov wrestles with a number fellow 18 in Moran. Sharamonte looking to Walker. Shot attempt blocked away. Walker with two already, looking for the third, the HT, with Finnegan lying in. Whoa, what a hit there from the feisty number 4 of RMU. To the blue line, Moran. Looks to send it to Strutt. Martin, cleared in by RIT. A minute 50 to go here in period number 2, 6-0 RMU. 4 goals in the first, 2 in the opening minutes of the second. As that shot comes in, McCabe with the stop. Reed drives in down the left wall. Looking for a flying Patton, deflected wide. Isaacs now will take a turn. His shot deflected and wide once more. Reed stepping in, gets some contact on a Tiger defender. He'll clear it to center ice. Now Infante driving in. Reed will take it right back. Looks for the stick of Patton. He got him. Out wide to Martin. Martin shot. Looks to go downstairs, and it's in. Braden Martin gets the extra point for the Colonials, beating Miller down low. It's 7-0 Colonials. Braden Martin's first of the season for the sophomore McDowell alum. As the Colonials take a commanding 7-0 lead in period 2. Here's Kohlberg. Shot attempt blocked away. Staying on sides, they'll kick it forward, looking to drive in. Asoldi will whack at it. He played in by the Tigers. Byrne throws this along the wall. Here's Strutt coming down the wall. Strutt takes his man into the corner. Passanante whacks at it for Byrne. At center ice, played down. Official goal reads Martin's first of the season from Patton and Keith Reed. Asoldi looks to go end-to-end, kicks it. Puts it in front for Passanante, blocked away. 3 seconds and 2 at the end of period 2. 7-0 Colonials as they get 3 in that second period. Walker from Chermonti Moran, Hurst from Rorick, Martin from Patton and Reed in the second period of play. 15-minute intermission timer begins now. We will see in about 14 of those for the final frame of the series between RIT and RMU. We will be right back. Third period set to begin here at the Clearview Ice Arena. 7-0. RMU on top of RIT and their second of 2 meetings. Last night, RMU victorious by a score of 5-1. Now we see a dramatic uptake in the goals. 7-0 through 2. 4 in period 1, 3 in period 2. Josh Ruffner started this game for the Tigers. He was pulled after 2 early ones in the second. And Jackson Miller came to his relief in net for RIT. Caleb McCabe down at the other end. Hasn't seen much really gone his way, but everything has been enough to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. The third line that started this game will go up against RIT's top unit. The way we started this game, that Walker unit responsible for 2 goals tonight. Walker having both of them. As we begin period number 3. RIT last week played IUP where they lost 6-0 and 8-0. In the blowout games that they had, they took some misconduct penalties. So something possibly to keep an eye on, where they may start to get a little more physical as this third period continues to ravage on. Draper coming in with a check, and there we see the physicality start to pick up early in the third. Draper takes a man down at the blue line with a heavy check, and there's some extracurricular behind the play between him and Parker Hahn. Colonials on the fly changing. Turnover. Here come the Tigers. Hahn fans on the attempt. Second attempt also fanned on with Finnegan in the lane. Hahn once more looks to dangle Draper. Pushes this all the way back to center ice and sent all the way in. Byrne behind the net for Finnegan. With chip forward for Draper. Caught in his skates. Chance for RIT. Pushing in. Shot goes over the net. Rebound is there and trickles in. Off the back of McCabe and into the back of the net. The Tigers will get one on the board. It'll be Luke Perfidio, the first of his career. And the shutout no more for McCabe. A bad bounce goes in favor of the Tigers. You're at 18:32 to go. Off the draw, Draper. Gets dragged down. He'll look this one out wide to Hurst. Backdoor for Rourke. Looks to take it behind the net, loses it. Draper will pick it up at the circle. All the way back to the point to Byrne. Looks to put it on for a deflection, goes behind the net. Rourke to pick it up. Rourke steps away from one, pushes this down into the corner. Hurst looks to go all the way upstairs for Isaac, and he'll roll all the way down towards McCabe. Podley and Haskins on the assist of that goal, so it'll be Perfidio's first of his career. Assisted by Podley, the first point of his career, and Haskins, who got his first career goal last night. Nathan Isaac shot, rigs one off the iron. Reed just beyond the blue line, puts this one into the Tiger zone. As Podley puts this one all the way up. Infante loses it to Patton. For the fellow brother Infante also down there, 17 and 94, Ben and Alex. Looking for Patton in stride, taken away by the Tigers. 3 sets of brothers on this Tigers team, 2 of them here tonight with Hahn and the Infantes. This will be thrown down low, Patton. Into the wall. Now with it come the Tigers. Hahn. Send it down low, broken up momentarily by Finnegan's second attempt towards the net. Hahn recollects it. And Finnegan's stick slashed out of his hands. And it'll be a penalty coming up against RIT. Talk about clear as day penalties. That one cellaring up by Finnegan with the stick. Referees will get that one every time. Finn Boyle, the leading PIMS leader for this RIT team, took one last night, and he'll take one here again today. Called for slashing with 16:39 to go. Power play 3 for 3 last night. 3 or 4 on the series. Reed off the draw, back to point to Rourke. Down low for Patton, plays it behind the net. Tomnick to clear, successful. Kills off 15 seconds of this power play. Sent up to Reed. Out wide to Rourke. Rourke looks to dangle in. Has his stick taken out of his hands. Reed will joust with Girolamo. He will send this one all the way down. McCabe with the quick up. Hurst takes him along the boards. Continues his stride. He'll take this one the length. Puts this one on net as he gets checked up high, and he is down and in some discomfort. As he got a little up high on that one, Draper coming to his aid as they'll joust away. Comes out free to Rourke. His shot goes wide. Now Reed looks to put one on. Rolls around the boards to Patton. Draper in front, jousting away. Rourke to the backhand, looking in front for Draper. Caught in his skates, goes back to Rourke. 45 seconds to go on the penalty to Boyle. Down low for Draper, deflected, and stopped by Miller. Reed, circle. Puts this one out wide for Patton with a wide open cage. Getting across is Miller. Reed goes over to Hurst at the following point. Behind the net to Draper. Looking for somebody in front. Tigers for the clear. Rourke keeps it alive. Second attempt. Patton keeps it in. Clearing attempt does not go. Patton sliding across. Looking down low for Reed through his skates. And cleared. Another active power play goes without a goal for RMU. As they'll go for 0-2 on the odd man advantage tonight. Walker takes it behind the net. Looking in front for Moran, sliding in. Taken away by the Tigers if they come up along the boards. Hahn. First one to it. Wrestles with Walker, will lose it. And now Hodgson up the wall. Has Moran. Now from the RIT bench, some contact, and Hodgson will come out victorious for the Colonials. Steps in, puts one on, blocked away, turning shot. Goes through the blue paint on the attempt for Strutt. Hodgson couldn't get it off the go. Behind the net, Podley takes it around. Hodgson keeps it in for RMU. Cleared by Hahn. Finnegan will have to get back, but the trailing has it behind him. Icing called on RIT. 13:39 to go in period 3, 7-1 in favor of the men in gray. There'll be a face-off to the left of the netminder Miller on the right circle. Little mix-up of lines here with Walker out here with Moran and Strutt. Moran plays it looking for the point to Isolde. Here come the Tigers the other way. Girolamo looks to come in, and Byrne will stand him up, and they'll meet along the post as it'll come off its moorings. The 5'7" defender throws his weight around like he's 6'3". Net back onto its moorings. It'll be a face-off to the left of McCabe. Byrne looks to go up to Strutt. Has some help with Walker as they'll joust away. Kicks it off the boot of Moran. He'll take it up ice. Moran has the Tiger draped on, looks in front for Strutt. He gets dragged down. Whistled dead here by a cover-up by Miller. Be a line change for RMU. Get the second line onto the ice. It's Coach Joseph talking to the referee along the door here. Looking to get his 2 cents in. Behind that, Patton takes his man into the wall. Reed jousting away there with Aiden Tomdale. His first appearance, I believe, on the series, as he was a late addition to the roster. Sean Patton will send this one in. Reed, the top of the circle, looking. Goes across to Byrne, fanned on the attempt. Reed to back him up. Along the wall, the roll to center ice. Byrne back pedals. Gives one over to Isolde. Gets away from one, loses its shot coming in, fanning on the attempt. Off the stick of Haskins. That shot rolls around the wall. Reed getting a piece of it. Now down low to Byrne. Up high for Martin. 3 representatives from each team will push this one all the way down to the Tiger zone. With Dominic. Plays this one out wide. Forward pass successful for Dryden Hahn. Puts on the brakes. Tigers will send this around the wall. Patton will hold, leave it off for Byrne. Steps away from one, gives it up to Martin, who looks to chip this one out. Second attempt is successful by Patton. It'll roll all the way down the ice. Icing, Colonials. $11:18 to go. Face off to the left of McCabe. Off the partial line change, Patton, the one on the draw. Shot attempt goes through a couple bodies and wide, as Draper's the only forward to get on the ice before the icing was called. So they'll wait to get Rourke and Hurst on after they exit the zone. Draper carries, puts this one towards center, as he'll joust with Girolamo along the wall. Stepping up is Byrne with a check. Patton will finish him as they'll collide in the slot. Finnegan for Draper. Gets across center, sends it in. Line change complete. Defense will also change. So roll off the clear all the way down to the Colonial zone for Finnegan. Forward for Nate Isaac. Shots at looking for Rorick. Rolls now to Hurst. Rorick. Looks to go through one, make it two, dangling his way into the zone, eventually denied by the Tigers. As they'll clear this all the way down, Finnegan will hold up. Icing is waved off. Behind the net for Isaac. Forward now for Moran. Moran striving in down the right wall. Looks to put it on. That one ricochets off the boards behind the net and pops out free along the point. Rorick for Kohlberg. Kohlberg looking for Moran in front. And that one denied by Jackson Miller. Finnegan sends it in for RMU. D-to-D pass. Moving forward from the Tigers. Isaac quickly to turn it forward to Moran. Moran steaming down the right wall. Puts one on. Stick save Miller. It's now recollected by RIT. Zach Tomanek, one of the veterans of the blue line for this Tiger squad, will turn that one over. Walker. Down low for Hodgson. Hodgson turning, puts one on. Kohlberg in front. Looking to deflect that one in. As that'll be stopped from Miller up the shot of Nate Isaac. 8:58 to go. Haven't seen Anthony Sharamonte on the ice for most of this third period. We've seen a plethora of forwards slot their way in next to Moran and Walker. Had an aggravated injury against Syracuse. A precautionary if he comes back in this game or not. Moran. Down low for Kohlberg. Gets wrestled behind the net. Pops out for Ito Isolde. All the way back in his own zone. For Hodgson with pressure coming. We'll send it around the wall. Off the boot of Moran. Kept alive by RIT. Trying to slide in. Shot goes over the head of McCabe. Turning shot from the point. That one takes a long distance to the boards. Perfidio. Stutter steps. Put this one down low for Haskins. Gets wrestled by Isolde. Shot coming in. McCabe stopped. Rebound cleared momentarily. Second attempt. Hodgson to block it away. Moran flying in with a check. They'll wrestle with the Tigers. He gets dragged down to the ice. Referees keeping their whistles away for the time being. With it being a 6-goal deficit between the two clubs. Kohlberg loses it. Will pop free to center. Colonials will at least get 2 changes here offensively. It's a forward pass to Hahn into the zone. Puts one on. McCabe stop. Isolde whacking away at it. Dives down. Shot goes wide. Hodgson on the block, reinforced by Reed. He'll carry up ice. Looks for Patton. Pass isn't complete. Now the other way poked free by Boyle. Boyle shot coming in off the mask of McCabe. Rebound loose in front, cleared by the Colonials. And now here comes the captain, Reed. With some speed, Reed looks to put one on. All over almost Tomanek. At center. Girolamo looking in front. Pass not complete with Patton in the lane. As he'll take this one into the corners, he'll wrestle with Tomanek. Finnegan to pick it up. Looks for Martin. Buys Lonesome, will chip it. And that will go into the bench. Out of play. I don't think, maybe Dr. Joseph maybe got a piece of that one. I'm not sure. shook it off pretty well if he did. Went right into the Colonial bench. The draw. Rourke back to Byrne. 6:18 to go in this third period. Here comes Rourke. Dangling one, looks to go through one more. And denied by the skate of Ryan Collins. Backhand attempt to go a little too high from Rourke. He'll come in with a check and takes the stick away, but Tiger in the process. Hurst. Kick it forward, looking for Rourke. Second attempt, whacked at. Byrne will be there to pick it up. Cross center. Outside to Rourke. His shot coming in. Blocker stopped by Miller. Cleared to center ice by RIT. Finnegan to Byrne. Out wide to Draper. Forward for Rourke. Loses it. Gives it off to Finnegan now. Shot coming in. Easy glove stop from Miller. He'll hold on with 5:23 to go. He'll be to the left of Miller on the right circle. Walker, Passanante, and Moran, the unit on the ice now. Seemingly seems that Chiramonte's night is probably done. Hopefully everything okay with him, just precautionary measure. Moran's dumping attempt does not go. Walker will whack at it. Isaac from Moran. Moran coming in with some speed. Will pull up just at the hash mark of the circle. He gets taken down with a check. Into the corner, Walker. Up high to Hodgson. Down low to Walker once more. Looks for Moran on the back door. Fanned on the attempt. Passanante behind the net for Walker. We'll throw it behind the net once again. Zhdanov. Stutter steps one, and Walker takes Passanante out in the process. Zhdanov looking for his man in front. No one home. A roll up high to the point. Shot coming in, rolls off the back wall, pops free. McCabe gets over with a pad. Isaac, long wall for Passanante. Couldn't get it out. McCabe will hold and get the whistle here at 4:07 to go in period 3. Will be to the right of McCabe on the left circle. If all things stay according to plan, Colonials will improve to 3-3 on the year. RIT will fall to 0-9, barring a miracle. Shot coming in, they score. Deflected in front, Tomanek with the shot. And will be deflected in by Parker Hahn. A lot of traffic in front of the net. And Parker Hahn's first of the season. (7-2) with 4:02 to go. Get something going for RIT to put 2 in behind McCabe. RIT very vocal. The somewhat silent crowd there for a moment, as that shot deflects in the netting out of play. 3:44 to go. Here the Colonials look to escape, just no injuries and no suspensions as you move into divisional play next week with Kent State and Mercyhurst. Off the draw, Byrne. Forward for Martin. Shot coming in wide. There's a breakaway the other way for Reed. Reed coming in to the backhand, denied with a stick. Ryan Collins getting across. Official goal reads Hahn's first of the year. Assisted by Tominick and Podley. Here's Byrne. Shot coming in deflected off the own RIT player, almost on the back of the net of Miller. In front for Byrne. Outside of the back door. Rebound is there, and they'll score. Keith Reed on the back door. Gets it right back for RMU. His second on the weekend. It's 8-2 Colonials. Not much Miller could have done there. Out every which way, and bad bounce after bad bounce. And the Colonials strike again. Reed's second of the season. A chance for Rorick. Gets taken down with a possible opportunity. Rorick looking for Hurst. Turned over. Perfidy out wide to Haskins. Haskins for Hahn. Hahn on the back door. Backhand attempt, no good. Shot coming in. McCabe with the stop. Gets the whistle at 2:43. Reed's second of the year, assisted by Martin and Byrne, is how the last goal reads. Draper off the draw, moves it forward for Hurst. Just going to send this one the length of the ice. Approach 2.5 to go in this 8-2 affair. Here's Hahn. Moves this across center to Hassett. Or Girolamo, excuse me. His shot coming in, save McCabe. Rebound is there. McCabe flashes the leather. And will hold on to this one. 2:14 to go. The beat to the right circle, left side of McCabe. With the Walker unit on the ice. Girolamo stepping in, puts one towards the net. And wide. Moran looks to stutter step around. Hodgson leaves it behind the net. Referee stops the clearing attempt momentarily. Now Walker will push it to center ice. Under 2 to go. Boyle has a little trouble on the entry. Hodgson cleared all the way down. Moran wrestling along the corner, gets dragged down to the ice by Tominick. As sticks had to be exchanged because they're in the opposing hands, as Walker will throw a man down on the boards, and now we'll get a meeting of the guards along the RIT bench. Hodgson with one hand pushes off an RIT player to push it in the RMU, or the RIT zone, excuse me. Tigers look to clear. Stepping up. Walker pushes it in. Now it's center Hahn. Pushes this one out wide. Shot coming in, McCabe with the stop. Moran picks it up. Will carry himself along the boards. As we hit 1 minute to go, Moran shot from way downtown out of the net. Comes Miller for the save. Finnegan has some trouble with it. A roll off to Patton. Now to Isolde. Back to Patton. Skies this one off the stick of Kohlberg. He'll race in. Kohlberg behind the net. Pushes it off the back wall, looking for Strutt in front. Or Martin, excuse me. Now the other way comes Haskins. Gets denied by Isolde. Patton for Kohlberg. Kohlberg down the left wall. Puts one on. Shoulder stop made. Goes through the moorings above the rink. Stays in play. Isaac for Patton. He'll step in on the 3-on-1. Patton shot. He scores. Sean Patton with 12.9 to go. Expands the lead to 9-2. As the touchdown differential is back in play here, making it 9-2 in favor of the men in gray. Kohlberg off the draw. He'll move this forward. Kohlberg Has some room to work with, looks to dance in, denied by RIT. It'll head off a player, up. And at center ice, Nate Isaac will just clear into his own zone. And that'll do it. RMU sweeps the weekend against the RIT Tigers. This one by a final score of 9-2. Last night, 5-1. RIT falls to 0-9 on the season. RMU climbs their way back to 500, 3-3. Your goal totals for tonight, we'll go through each of them. Tyler Draper from Rorick and Finnegan, followed by Hodgson from Moran and Sharamonte. A shorthanded goal from Walker, assisted by Hodgson and Finnegan. Wrapped up the first period, Rorick from Byrne and Isaac. To start the second, Walker with an early goal from Sharamonte and Moran, followed by Hurst from Rorick, and then Martin from Patton and Reed. In the third, a goal from RIT, two of them to be exact. The first one coming from Luke Perfidio, the second coming from Parker Hahn, and then Keith Reed from Martin Byrne, and then Patton, an unassisted goal to end this hockey game. Caleb McCabe gets his first win of the season. As the Colonials will salute the crowd, they'll be back in action on Friday night to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes on the Olympic rink at 8 o'clock. Then we'll head to Mercyhurst on Saturday. As for the other streams ahead, St. Vincent will come to town to play the D3 boys next Saturday, as well as a club basketball game for the men's team. That'll happen before that at the North Athletic Complex. So 3 games on the schedule next week for the RMU Club Sports faithful. But for us here, we had Brandon Lindsay hopping on camera today, Elena Bailey working the computer and scoreboard. I've been Caden McCrory. Thank you for spending your weekend with us. RMU sweeps the series from RIT with scores of 5-1, and today 9-2.